you'll enjoy it and watch it. And we talk about this a lot. People that are successful in careers have a lot of passion. You're going to see this passion come through as she talks to you about how she got to where she is. Judge Whitman.
All right, thank you. My name is Judge Anjanette Whitman, and I'm here to talk to you about not really just what it's like to be a judge, but how I got here. And that's the most important thing, because I want to help you bridge the gap from where you are today to where you can be in the future. Because you're in what grade? 7th grade. Okay, I used to be in 7th grade. You know, I didn't just get born like this. Okay? I was in 7th grade and I had to figure out how I was going to get to where I am right now. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an enlightenment, some idea of what it is to be in 7th grade, and then get to where you might want to be when you are where I am. Fair enough? Say yes. Yes. All right, I like interaction. That's a good thing. Positive interaction. Excellent. Okay, so this is how it began. I was born. Okay, yeah, we're starting all the way back there. But we need to start somewhere. And everything you do in life is going to get you to the next spot. And that's why it's important to start and look back where you started, how you got to where you are today, and where you think you might want to go in the future. Makes sense, right? It's pretty simple when you think about it, but it's really complicated when you think about all the things that you want to try to put in there. So that's where we're at. So yeah, so first I was born, and my mom, I was an only child. So I wasn't around kids growing up too much, except for my friends on the street and whatever, you know, I'm playing with them, but she wanted to get me more socially engaged, you know, be around other kids my own age. So she took me to playgroup. I clung to her leg the whole time. Didn't even go and talk to the other kids, because I just was too scared and didn't know them and whatever, so I just clung to her leg the whole time. So pretty much I was like a playgroup flunky. I was not, it was bad. It was really bad. But you had to, you know, develop a little bit more and interact with other people still. So you know, you're going to be going to school one day. My mom's looking at me and, you're going to have to go to school. You're going to, you know, play with the other kids. So I did. And I went to Rocky River schools, just like you did. I went from Rocky River schools from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade and graduated from Rocky River High School. And I had some interesting experiences along the way. I went to Kensington. I know most of you, all of you went to Kensington at one point. And when I went there, it was from kindergarten to 5th grade. So it's a little bit different than how they have it set up right now. And I don't know, the last class, they had Mrs. Dyson. Anybody here have Mrs. Dyson? Scary lady.
No, she was so sweet.
She was very nice, but at first, scary lady. See, she's nodding. Yeah, you're a lot stronger than I ever was, so that's good. Good for you. No, I loved her. She was great, but I mean, I was just like, I was in 3rd grade, and I wasn't, you know, a big talker or anything, and I knew that she was very animated, because it's a good word to use. You know, she was a very good speaker. She is a very good speaker. And she was very, well, I thought was loud, but she really wasn't. She just had to, you know, make sure she had everybody's attention. But she scared me. I was like, oh my goodness, I got Mrs. Dyson. Oh, you know, that week before school starts and you find out who your teacher is, like, So I survived, obviously. But it was a little shaky at one point. I will never forget. She one day said, okay, next week we're going to be doing oral book reports. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? I can't stand up in front of a whole class and talk. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? I thought like the world was coming to an end as I knew it. Like, I can't survive this. I'm not going to see 4th grade. Just this isn't going to work. But she was very sweet and very kind, and she was very patient with me, and she helped me get through it, and I obviously did survive to see 4th grade. And I can't remember what the book report was on. I don't know, something about giraffes or something. I don't know, whatever. But the point was, it made a lasting impression on me to be able to survive and move on and gain a little bit of confidence that You know, everything's going to be okay. You just got to give your best effort. Fair enough. So, and what like I said, I'm going to talk about today is more about the journey to how I became a judge, more so than being a judge. Because you need to understand, you need to start thinking about the things you like, the things that you're actually good at, and how you want to start turning those into the things that you like to do. Whether it's just being, you know, 7th grade and being in an activity, you know, going to high school and, you know, developing skills that will take you on to the next level, college, career, military service, whatever it might be. But you got to start thinking about it. Because, you know, I made it through Kensington, and then I came to what was used to be called the junior high. That's what we called it. It was the old building. It's knocked down. It was the original high school built in 1908, I believe. Old decrepit building. It's very beautiful, very nice, but now you have this palace, so thank your administrators for that. It's really nice. Don't take it for granted. So here we are, and we're at the junior high, aka the middle school. And this is where it began for me. When I was in 7th grade, just like you, I sat in English class, and there was a boy that sat next to me. He borrowed paper from me every single day. Aunt Jeanette, can I have a piece of paper? Aunt Jeanette, can I have a piece of paper? I said, oh my God, bring your own paper. Really? Can you bring your own paper, please? Kind of was annoying. I think he kind of liked me. You know when you're in 2nd grade and the boys pull your hair because they like you, because they don't know how to express themselves properly, and then you just stuck your tongue out at them? Yeah, okay, same idea. All right, so he borrowed paper from me every day. I began to know him, and I would talk to him more. I was, you know, taught to be nice to others. So we actually became friends. And to this day, I still talk to him. We were friends through junior high, through high school. Even when we went off to college, we were still good friends. And again, we still talk to each other to this day. Well, I found out a lot about him. And I'm only in 7th grade, and I'm finding out that he's a foster child. He was being raised in a home that was not his home of his mother or his father or any relative for that matter. He was actually, his mother died when he was very young. And he and his brother were being raised by their stepfather, who then remarried. And they were abused. And it was really bad. So bad that he couldn't live there anymore because it wasn't safe. And so this nice family in Rocky River who already had 3 boys of their own, they didn't need another child, but they brought him into their home for a safe place. And they fostered him, and they ended up adopting him. And I still talk to his mom to this day, too. Talked to her a few weeks ago. And I learned a lot about him, not only in 7th grade, but over the course, really, of our lives. Because think about it, when you're in 7th grade, how old are you? 12, 13, okay? You know, I'm older than 12. So, so from age 12 to now, I still engage with him. And I learned a lot, and I stood by him through a lot of stuff. And it was hard. And it wasn't like my best friend that I grew up with next door to me. I grew up, my parents still live in the same house that I grew up in. And my best friend lived next door to me. And we did everything together. Everything. And most of the things that we did were engaging in activities like we like to do, that we were good at. But most importantly, we made money. Everything we did, we made money. When we were too young to really do much of anything, we would, we'd do lemonade stands, right? Yeah. How many of you here has done a lemonade stand in their life? Come on, there you go. All right? But we took it to like a higher level because we really liked to occupy our time, and our parents liked it because then we stayed out of their hair. And we had the street sale, that when like your whole street has a garage sale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then so that's what our street was having, was a garage sale on the whole street. Everybody's house was having a garage sale. So we're like, oh my goodness, all these people are coming to our street with money, and they're gonna buy stuff. We got to sell something. How cool would that be? So we did. And we sold lemonade. And we made cookies. We made 500 cookies. We made 250 peanut butter and 250 chocolate chip. And then we sold balloons. Because, you know, these moms are coming through the neighborhood with their little kids. They sold balloons. They say, Mommy, 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 I want a balloon. That's 10 cents, please. We made $50 that day. We're only like, I mean, we were probably like probably sixth grade or so, a little bit older, so about sixth grade because we were a little bit more wherewithal. And we made $50 in one afternoon. That's not too bad for a 11-year-old or so. It's $25 each. It's a pretty good deal. So that's what we did. And that's what I did as I was growing up. And we always try to find things that we like to do. And one of the things, where's that? There it is. One thing that we did is we made a newspaper. Because again, we had to be really creative. Because we weren't old enough to have a job, but we wanted to make money. So we made this newspaper. And we're probably about 11 to 12 years old, 13, you know. We did it for several summers in a row, starting, I think, in 5th grade all the way through about 7th grade. It was called The Neighborhood News by Lauren Pulley and Anjanette Arabian. And there were really cool articles in it. For instance, the one article is, New Principal. The Rocky River Junior High's principal, Dr. Unich, is resigning. The school's new principal, almost sure to be the vice principal from the Rocky River High School. We do not know why he was resigning, though. Everyone at the junior high will miss him and will always remember him. Hope he lives a long, happy life and enjoys whatever he does with his time after he resigns. That's what we wrote. We were in like 6th grade, 7th grade, whatever it was. That's what we wrote. And the other articles. And it was fun. But we went around and we sold it to the neighbors in the neighborhood, each house. And we charged like 10 cents a copy, whatever it was. Especially the little old ladies loved it. Because they thought we were so cute. They usually give us candy too. So we got double bonus there. So that's what we did. We had to make our own ideas up and do it. You can pass that around. It's really very fun. I saw Lauren over the summer, and she had found that in some box, and she mailed it to me. She's like, "Do you remember when we did this?" Oh my goodness! And it has a pretzel recipe on there. I love those pretzels. I've been looking for that pretzel recipe for years. Now I have it because it's in a little newspaper thing. But all the while I was doing those types of things when I was growing up, my friend in 7th grade had a very difficult experience to the point where he was removed from his home. So there's all kinds of people out there. There's all kinds of kids out there. There's all kinds of families out there. And we're all existing all around us. All you know is what you know and what you might be touched with and by in your lives. Well, that's when working with juveniles was introduced to me in 7th grade. And I went on to high school. And I'm still friends with him. And I was developing my own, bigger interests and everything. And I was a runner. I still am. I was running by your school here this morning when it was still dark outside, and there was like no cars in the parking lot. No. And I was very, very good at running, and well, I kind of try to still be. And I took it as a nice activity for myself that I wanted to succeed in, and I did. I ended up being a state champ in high school. I won the mile for the whole state of Ohio. And it was something that I really enjoyed doing and I worked hard at. And it didn't happen until June of my senior year. I worked hard. I started running in 7th grade and I worked all the way, patiently, till I was a senior in high school, till graduation. It was literally the day after I graduated. Literally. I didn't even go to my high school graduation because I was down in Columbus to compete in the state meet. But all that patience and hard work paid off because I won a state championship. And that was special to me. And what's special to you is what's most important. It doesn't have to be a state championship. It doesn't. It can be getting an A in that chemistry class. It could be, making first flute in the orchestra. It can be being a part of, choir, being a part of whatever group or organization you're in, or doing well in school, but what is important to you and what makes you happy and what makes you proud. So that you can look in the mirror and you can say, I did a good job today. And I had fun doing it. And that's when you start to need to turn that like and that pride and that excitement into something that you like, that you can do the rest of your life.